Hi, I'm Chris Coward, a senior principal research scientist here at the Information School, and I have two other hats as well. One is the director of the Technology and Social Change Group, or what we call TASHA, and a co-founder of the Center for an Informed Public, or CIP. Most of my work, broadly speaking, involves studying the use of information and communication technologies and building more open and equitable societies. My work is particularly focused on marginalized populations. And today I'll talk about kind of two areas. One is around civic engagement and the other around misinformation. I'm an applied researcher, so most of my projects involve interventions of one form or another. And I'm particularly like to use a participatory method, such as co-design, because we like to work with communities where we want to have impact, and we believe that's the best way, particularly in many places of the world. I work in Africa and elsewhere where that type of engagement is especially critical, as it is here in the US. So let's turn to a more local project, at least it's local at the moment, an escape room. Perhaps many of you have participated in an escape room. For those who haven't, it's an immersive experiential type of activity where you go to a physical room. Most of them are commercial, and you have 1 hour to work with maybe half a dozen other people to solve a series of puzzles and escape that room. So our question is, can we design an escape room that teaches people about misinformation? What we're hoping to do is provide people with other tools and experiences so that there are both kind of learning and kind of affective outcomes around misinformation. And the reason we're doing this is a lot of the programs that are teaching people about misinformation are based on kind of more conventional, and we would say outdated, notions of information literacy. Two examples. One, directionality. Information literacy is kind of based on this notion that an individual has an information problem, they enter in search terms, they find a variety of sources, they compare and assess them, and then they use it. So it's an individual seeking out information. However, misinformation works differently. You have information that is seeking out you. And this happens through algorithms, how information is shared, what comes across through your feeds. And so directionality is different. Secondly is the temporal notion. In standard IL theory, it's typically a single event. You have that information problem and you go out and solve it. But with information literacy, or I'm sorry, with misinformation, it might be a gradual series of events that happens over weeks or months. The first encounter with something, let's say around vaccinations, might place a seed of doubt in your mind that maybe vaccinations aren't all that safe. But you've always vaccinated, so you kind of dismiss it. But because you've looked at that item, the algorithms will point you to another similar type item, and maybe over a course of weeks or months, you finally are converted. And we've seen that happen in many cases where people have kind of become radicalized over the course of months and gone down the rabbit hole. So again, so for those two reasons, standard IL, standard information literacy theory, is not up to speed with how misinformation works. So we think an escape room can help provide other ways of learning about misinformation. So we've designed an intervention. We'll be testing it this fall, and we're writing grants, of course, to expand it. And then we want to create other versions, different population groups, and different experientials, different types of experiences. And through this, we also think we can make contributions to information literacy theory and pedagogy. So that's the project, or one project of many that I'm working on, and we're looking for students, either technical experience or people are interested in how misinformation works. Anybody who can join this to help us design this and other experiences that we think can help people understand misinformation. Thank you.